What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at the Vim Tools headquarters. We've been doing this for a while, and I don't think people appreciate actually how many episodes there have been of us just finding stuff to talk about with Vim products only.
Yeah, it is quite the battle.
Think of it like most other YouTubers have other brands that they can talk about. So
Endless lines.
They
You
have
can talk about
endless lines. We're doing this all with Vim.
at the home front.
Yeah. So we actually have a new product to show today, and that is this. And then we're going to talk about some of our dual drive stuff because we've had dual drive for a very long time, and in the last year, it's gotten really popular.
I feel like the first.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that we have so much dual drive stuff.
I would say we're one of the first. No,
I mean,
I know for our dual drive go back at least 10 years.
we have been making dual drive for a while.
At least 10
I
years.
don't think we were the first, but we were definitely.
Just saying, it's been at least 10 years.
We definitely had it before the hype. That's for sure.
And the hype started last year.
Yes.
It's been 10 years since we've had this specific set.
Yep, and a lot of people are looking for dual drive wrenches because apparently, some of them are hard to find out there. We have some.
We also have that.
We have some. We have actually. There's actually another one we don't have on this table.
What?
The RW1113.
Yeah, but that's not coming back. So
Okay.
Don't want to show that.
Moving on. New product today is the DTD 100. This is a door trim set. So we've had the DT1 for quite a while. It's a 4-piece set. This is a double-sided version of it. So this one is obviously for prying. You have one straight end, you have one curved side, and then this one is for clips. So they're both angled. This one's a wider opening than this end. Do you remember the degrees here?
The millimeter? No,
Yeah.
I do not remember the specific millimeter, but there's two popular size clips, and this will cover both of them. So you have your range here that you can pop off any stubborn push pin because these are beefy.
They're made from stainless steel, and they are, like most door trim tools, they're pretty sturdy.
You say most, but you're just used to seeing our DT1 because a lot of them are not that nice. You go and you put enough pressure on them, and they just start. Especially when you're prying a stubborn panel. Yeah. Those we pride ourselves on being able to grab them and put as much pressure as possible on them at a trade show table and be fully confident that they will not bend.
This has so many uses when it comes to just prying things.
Well, yeah.
Just having this one piece alone. DTD 105 for anybody that is interested. Individuals, we have them on the website. But the DTD 100 is available now.
That's a popular kit. It is a popular one. People did get excited about it at the show. We had some orders for it at the recent show where we released it. And we had a lot of people asking about it beforehand. So that and it's the DT1's still here, but it is like the OG of this. And that was a set that we had trouble keeping in stock. So I can only imagine this one, is going to do a little bit better.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
That is the DTD 100. Moving on to a mini version of the pry tools. A lot of people have these pry tools, but they are normally plastic, and they are very useful, but the issue with the plastic is that they'll bend or break really easily because they're not made to necessarily pry stubborn panels, but they will be used for that. And at the end of the day, they are plastic, so they will bend, they will break. They're not going to mar things, but they're going to break stuff. So it was desperately needed to have a stainless set or a metal set in general out in the market, and we showed these at SEMA as well as a lot of the flagship shows, and we got a lot of positive feedback. People wanted these and they wanted them bad. So we opened them up for ordering at the most recent show that we had. They're not in yet. They are already being made, so we will have them soon.
And the set does have a part number instead of the individuals already.
Yes, so the set will be the I don't remember this one yet because
DTPM 100.
Yep. DTPM 100. And normally I'm pretty good about part numbers. It's just if it's not here yet, I reserve that space in my mind.
So don't go looking for them yet because they're not available or loaded on the website just yet. But we did want to show them here because they are a completed product that we are bringing in. And we'll have it within the next month.
It'll be, it's 2 months. But 3-piece kit. This is how it's coming. It's finalized. And I wanted you guys to see it here. Again, don't go ordering them, but be aware that the part number is DTPM100, and they will be available here soon. You will know on this channel that they are available when they come in. Don't worry. But I think these are going to be very popular just because of the nature of the tool. People love these little pry tools, but they are almost always plastic.
Yeah. Well, the ones that are this size, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, the little ones.
Yeah, these are really nice.
These are super nice. I do like them. Nice stamped Vim with the part numbers, so they won't wear off. These will be around for a while. Anyways, moving on. Like Michael said earlier, the dual drive stuff. We have had it for a very long time. As of late, it's gotten super popular. So it seems like we're late to it, even though we were very, very early to it. But what I wanted to talk about, because I realized at the show that sometimes part numbers like this get overlooked because they're older and they don't get talked about as much in the new realm. But
being too early is the same thing as being too late.
Correct. But we do have them, and they are readily available. So dual drive stuff, obviously, we have our dual drive sets that we've talked about. The DDM 400, right? That's what it is?
Yep.
DDM 400. This is the metric dual drive set, but super shallow sockets. And the reason that I'm showing this is because we have multiple things that work with our dual drive system. So just so we're all on the same page, our dual drive system has an 11 millimeter outer hex. And there are a lot of other brands out there that also use an 11 millimeter outer hex. Mm-hmm. That means that, and they all have this same style notch. 90% of them do. If they have any type of system that they work with, they have these notches right here, which lock into a retention system of some sort. So that being said, you can use our tools with other brands to get you into tighter spots, because again, we are the kings of tight access. So socket, we have the small finger ratchet, which if you look at this finger ratchet, what's the part number? The DDF-R11. You have one, I don't know if you can see it, but one retention ring on this side and one on this side, so that it locks into position no matter which way you're using it, because it's reversible, but you have to flip it. So I guess it's not reversible then.
No.
You just flip it. It's not reversible.
You just
flip
flip
it to reverse it. So as I said, you stick that in there. The retention ring grabbed onto those grooves. So now that's not going anywhere. It's actually kind of difficult to get it out. Not to say you can't. It's just more difficult because it's super tiny. But if your finger can get to any tight spot, not that you're getting a lot of leverage, but if your finger gets into any tight spots, this will get in there with you.
Yeah, if you just want to stick your hand in somewhere and run something in, or you can use this.
I mean, this is
or any
tiny.
other area where you really don't. It's not that you are tight access, but you just want to
run something out. But even if it is because there is tight access spots where you don't, like a wrench, and even a 5-inch wrench wouldn't turn. Your fist fits in, but it won't. Nothing would turn. So like that's where you would use a product like this, or again, like you said, to run something out. Yep. But if you can imagine, I'm sure that you all have multiple ways you can use this that me and him cannot think of on the spot.
Yeah. All right, so what about the wrench?
Also, we do have a full-size wrench. Well, not full-size, but what is this?
Flex head wrench.
Lengthwise, this is like 5 inches.
5 inches,
yeah.
maybe.
So flex head indexing, so it's not locking, but it is pretty tight indexing. So you can lock into different spots. Well, not lock, but index into different spots. The ratcheting end has a retention system, that ring, the same as the DDF-R11, that holds in these sockets. So you stick this guy in there, and now it locks in place. Again, this works with all dual drive 11 millimeter outer hexes.
All quarter-inch dual drive.
Yes, which majority of them are the 11 millimeter. Check that before you go.
And we do have things coming to accommodate the 3/8 square drive, dual drive sockets. Those tend to be 17 millimeter, right?
Yes.
So we do have stuff in the works for that.
We're trying to figure out best way to do that. But for now, we have this, which is the flex head ratcheting, as we said. That is reversible. Once I pop this guy out, I can show you the other side. Okay. The other side, which is unique to us, is a boxed end that also has that retention system in it. So normally the boxed ends don't have it, which make it very difficult to use. But since we have the retention ring in ours, boom. Now you have a box end ratchet that you can actually put a little bit of torque on and not worry about any gear mechanism slipping.
Yep.
So that is, I mean, that's a tight act. That's a pretty low profile there. What is this?
That's a 14?
14 millimeter socket? Yeah, that is about as low as it gets, my friends. Boom. That's kind of cool.
And so we used to have a wrench that was part number RW1113. It was 11 millimeters by 13 millimeters, and the 11 millimeter side had the retention ring. So it was 11 by 13 millimeter ratcheting wrench.
Correct.
But that is going away, and we're starting to replace it with updated versions of wrenches that accommodate dual drive stuff. So this is one. We have obviously this finger ratchet
And a couple other
and
ones in the works.
A couple other ones that are going to be coming out. They're going to be super cool.
And now, just for a refresher, part numbers are small guy DDFR11. The wrench is FRW11. DDFR11.
And the socket set is DDM 400. Although we're in the middle of updating that set, so we're in this period of being out of stock.
This limbo period, if you will.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we had them for so long, and dual drive stuff just was not a big seller for us until all of a sudden it was.
We used to have a massive promo with all of them. It was the SAE shallow, it was a 5-piece kit. It was an SAE shallow, SAE deep,
Metric shallow
and deep, and then the wrench that worked with all 4 sets. It was quite the deal.
Yeah.
And we ended up breaking them up because of how little the demand was. So much more so for the SAE.
And then we discontinued the deep because we realized
That's kind of a double,
it was
a double negative there.
Yeah.
A deep, shallow socket doesn't make sense,
Well, a deep dual drive, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Didn't
But
make
the
sense.
dual drive purpose is to kind of make it shallower, and it's kind of silly. But nonetheless, we have these two coming out with more, and we also have multiple dual drive sets. Michael, tell them about our other dual drive sets, because I know we got more than just this.
Well, we have this is the DDM 400, but we have the DD 400, which is in stock still. So if you want this same set in standard, just go look at DD 400. It's the same set on a red rail. I can't tell you the set components.
But they will be popped up right here.
Yes. We also have the DD 400D, the DDM 400D, which is dual drive deep sockets. That's the ones that we were just talking about.
Yeah, that are, if you want them, you have them. But
Yeah. We also have the FFDD 400K, which is dual drive universal joints. We're the only ones to have that. They're universal joints that are spring loaded with dual drive. So inside of a ratcheting wrench, they are the lowest profile universal joints in the world.
because you're gonna have some universal joints that are a little bit shorter than them at normal height. But if you actually put them in a wrench, then you'll see that the profile changes completely.
Yeah.
Because every other style universal joint is going to need that extra clearance for
We
the ratchet that goes in the back.
we actually have a short video demonstrating that on our YouTube page here. So if you want to go check that out, we show the comparison between our 10 millimeter dual drive spring loaded UJ versus a regular 10 millimeter and what the difference is. Because standing up next to each other, they're about the same height. But when you actually have to use it, one goes on a ratchet, one goes in a wrench, and there's a massive difference. And in the FFDD 400K set, you get a magnetic bit holder, which when used in a wrench with a half-cut bit is the same profile as a regular universal socket on a ratchet. And then it has a quarter square drive adapter, a 10 mil, and an E10. So it's like the most popular sizes that you would use in your toolbox in one set. It's a 4-piece set. We do have the larger sets coming out that are dual drive spring-loaded sockets. We've been talking about that here for a while, but we are finally going to have them pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to have the metric 6 points and the 12-point SAE for all you Harley, other motorcycle, and aviation guys.
Yep, and then later on we'll have
gals.
eTorques, and the standard is going to be in 12-point.
Oh, that's nice. It just happened to work out that way. That's real nice.
Well, we were talking about that set for a while, and we did show it. It just took a while for us to complete the tooling on those sets, but they are done, and we are finalizing the part numbers and everything else, and then they'll be here before the end of the year.
Yes, they will be. We have a lot of stuff coming. Even though we've slowed down on the new product train, we're still ahead of the rest of the industry in terms of how much new product is actually coming in. It's a lot to keep track of. We're doing our best here, but you guys have a pretty direct channel into what we have coming in through this YouTube segment. Yeah. So we will keep that coming. We will show you more product, and as I said, this is crazy how every week we found something new to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because we only have one line of products to talk about. And we've, I think, kept up a good
And again,
stream.
we've talked about it, like content will at some point run out, and we will inevitably have to figure out which way we take this channel at that point.
Well, I don't think so, because then you kind of cycle back and you go talk about sets that you haven't talked about in a year.
Okay, whether it's in a year or 4, at some point. this will have to transition into something larger, different, something. What would you like to see?
Yeah, should we find like?
Because we're not near that point, but I would like to start taking it. What would you like to see this channel turn into once we do get to that point where we're talking about content? Because we will regularly still give updates on new products and what's coming in and what changes are being made, but at some point it will no longer be a weekly update. I'm sure we're far away from that, but
Well, we could, find guests to have on the show, whether
Yes.
that be dealers or whoever else.
we could make it a monthly thing where we bring in guests. We could change things. We could fight on camera. I mean, there's all kinds of things.
We still need to do an office tour inside the office and really show the whole facility in the warehouse.
Again, I'm interested in seeing what you guys want. So thank you very much for tuning in again. I know we are a lot to listen to, so I appreciate you all for that.
If you want to watch the Q&A episode where we answer all your questions from the previous episodes,
There were a lot. There were a lot of.
click in the links below because we're about to do that.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Peace.